Hi guys, welcome back to another Sewing Makes video. Today I'm going to be showing you all the things that I made for this fall season. You'll just have to keep in mind that a lot of this stuff doesn't look super fall-like because where I live in Arizona, it doesn't get very cold. So right now it's sometimes 90 degrees outside in November, and that really makes me sad because I have been so looking forward to cooler weather and it's still so freaking hot here. But I think that my wardrobe suits the weather, and yeah, you're not gonna see any big crazy jackets from me. I dream of the day where I live in a climate where I can really enjoy a giant jacket and being basically smothered by it. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into all the things that I made and just show you that stuff. This is the first piece that I made this fall. It is a pair of flared shorts made out of a solid crepe fabric. It's like one of the silky solids from Joann's. I was expecting the material to be a little bit more stretchy, but I'm pretty happy with it and I think it fits really well. So along the waistband I have this tie, and I think it's really cute for cinching in the waist. You can tie it extra tight, you can do it in a bow. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with it. And this is the first pair of high-waisted shorts that I've made. I usually don't think that high-waisted things flatter me that much because I'm really short, and sometimes it just makes it look like I don't have a midsection at all. I think because these shorts flare out at the bottom, it keeps this kind of hourglass look, so I really like it. There's pleats on either side because I followed one of McCall's patterns, and then it's pleated in the back as well. And obviously my zipper is not super invisible because I'm still mastering that skill. So for the most part, this is the pattern that I ended up using to create these shorts. I did the short version and then just cut it off at the waistband instead of having it be a full romper. But that wasn't what I was originally going for with these shorts. I started off wanting to make these, so this is M7726. So this was my original goal, to make these shorts, and I just could not get this pattern to work. I have the shorts. Alright, so these are the shorts that I originally tried to make, and they're really cool because they have the same pleating detail that I really liked. So it has a front zipper fly, which absolutely terrified me at first, but I think I got it in right. That's what she said. There's like still pins in it and everything. I never even finished it. And this one actually had pockets in it, and that was a real struggle because I didn't understand the instructions on the pattern very well on how to create these. But I got the pockets in. I really liked where this was going, but as soon as I went to try it on, it just didn't fit. It had kind of a drop crotch to it, and I wish I had made it out of muslin first because that's something I probably could have fixed, but I don't know, I was just expecting it to fit better. If I wanted to take these shorts up another like 2 inches, the pocket would be showing out the bottom. You can see here is where I tried to like shorten the pocket. It just didn't work. And the issues with the drop crotch fit, I just kind of gave up and started on these new shorts, which I really love, so I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad I had enough fabric to make it twice, and I didn't bother to put pockets in it, but I'm so happy with them, and I just think they're so cute and flattering. So this is my first make, and I will go ahead and put on the other ones. The next thing that I made is this sweater, and it's with a chevron knit. I think it's super cute. I was going for these big baggy sleeves. I know they're not super baggy, but I wanted them to be a little bit gathered at the ends, which I think turned out really great. And I added a waistband to the bottom, but it's just a really simple sweater, and I'm excited to have it going into the winter season. Yeah, I'm super happy with this one. I loved this fabric when I saw it at the store. It was kind of pricey, so I wouldn't have got it if it wasn't on sale. This pattern was pretty much just self-drafted, but I really did want to start following more commercial patterns, and I keep saying that every time I make a video, but every time I follow a commercial pattern, something just doesn't go right, and I don't know why. Where I'm better at just making clothes based off my own clothes and based off of just winging it than when I use a pattern. And patterns are supposed to be easier. But yeah, just kind of self-drafted this one. I was originally going to use a pattern and then was just like, this fabric's too beautiful for me to mess it up, so I'm just going to do what I do. A secret just between the two of us is that I totally made a mistake while making this, and all you have to do is look really closely at the sleeves and you'll see exactly what that is. I just didn't care enough to fix it. Okay, so I want to move on to the next piece that I worked on, and that one is, it's just quite sad. So I'm gonna bring it over. Let's see how we can do this. So I know what you're thinking. Sarah, this doesn't look like a mistake. This looks like a beautiful gathered skirt. Well, There's a reason I'm not wearing it, because it doesn't fit me. So yeah, I was really excited to work on this, and this was gonna be my I'm following a pattern this month kind of a gig here. I followed the pattern. It was this one in version A. I was gonna follow that, which I did. What I think happened is it didn't gather all that beautifully, and it looks very stiff. And the second thing was, when I was cutting out all the pieces, I didn't think that the waistband was gonna fit me, so I made the larger size waistband because I was just worried that it wasn't gonna fit. Which kind of led me down this rabbit hole of it doesn't fit. I cut out the larger waistband and I put it with this smaller skirt because I didn't want it to be gathered quite as much, and I thought that would help. I ended up gathering it quite a lot, and this fabric is so difficult to work with that even just the basting stitches were leaving holes in the fabric when I would rip them out. It has elastic in the back, and the front band is just interfacing, but it was way too big for me. It's even too long for me, really. So I decided, oh, well, I'll just take in the waistband and it'll be fine, because I wanted to get rid of some of the extra bulk from all the gathers anyways. So I figured I would just sew up the sides and just make it skinnier overall. Well, after doing that once or twice or 3 times, it ended up no longer being able to fit me, and I can't seam rip it because it leaves holes in the fabric. So I've kind of just given up on it at this point. There's my rant. I got through that. I think I said everything I wanted to say about this skirt, but you can see it's kind of elastic in the back. I mean, there's not much elastic anymore after how much I took it in, which is part of the reason I can't get it on. This is just to show you that the things that you're working on don't always work out, but that doesn't mean that it's a complete failure. I still learned a lot while making this. I definitely never done a gathered skirt before, but if you're learning to sew, just keep going. Don't be afraid to mess up. Anything that you end up making and you end up not liking, or if there's any issues with it, it's really just a learning experience so that you can make things better later on. So there's my PSA for you guys. Okay. Where do we want to? I'm gonna go change now into the third thing that I made, or fourth, I guess, if you count that skirt, but we don't count it really. All right, I'm kind of bringing you back down to this height here. So this is an A-line skirt that I made. It is made from a black scuba knit fabric, and it has gold buttons up the front and a waistband. I love this skirt and I'm so happy with it. Scuba fabric is so comfortable and easy to work with, in my opinion, but it is pretty simple. It's a self-drafted pattern, and I made it based off my half circle skirt, but just kind of chopped some more off the sides so it would be more A-line. If I can get really close. So here is just a close-up of the buttons and the details on the front. This is just a very nice basic piece to have for my wardrobe. I really like making things that are more wearable and that I'm gonna get a lot of use out of, and I feel like this skirt can be worn out on a lot of different occasions. So I also made this pink and white striped cardigan. It's made from a knit fabric that I ended up thrifting for about $3 a yard, and it's got a lot of little sparkles in it. So if I get up close here, you can see the pink parts are kind of sparkly. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but it's got some glitter to it, and I think it's really cute. So I did my best to line up the stripes, and I think I did a pretty good job. This is like my first experiment with stripes and trying to make sure they all line up. You can see the side seam. I did pretty good there, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's definitely something new to experiment with working with stripes. I had to be a lot more careful when cutting out the pattern and making sure everything lined up. I even tried to make the sleeves end on the same colors. I made the front band pink by cutting out a stripe going the other direction. That way I could have like a solid color finishing it in the front. It just makes it look a little bit more finished to me. And I tried to end off the bottom with the pink as well. I really like this. It was a really quick project. I think I finished it including sewing it and cutting everything out in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I really like quick projects like this because it makes me feel really productive. Let me show you some of the insides because all of this is serged and I'm so happy about it. So here is the insides. Everything is finished and hopefully will not fall apart when I wash it. So we'll find out. Super happy with the cardigan, and I've just got one more thing to show you. So there's a bit of a story behind these pants. I wanted to try and make a pair of wide-legged pants, but I ended up not liking the way that the wide-leg pants looked. Even now, I still feel like these look like pajamas, which I might end up wearing as pajamas. I tried to elevate them by adding a little bit of ruffly action to the leg here, but I don't know if it really worked. Thus the heels as well. So this is me just trying to make them look fancier, I guess. I don't know if I succeeded. You can tell me. I'm not sure what to do about these ones other than just wear them around the house. So, I mean, I'm happy with what I made. It's not that, it's just the what's the purpose? Gotta keep doing this, trying to show you guys the ruffles when I could just lower my camera down. So these are basically my pajama pants that I successfully put pockets in. And I tried to elevate them by making this ruffle elastic at the bottom at kind of an ankle length. I'm still really happy with them, and I'm glad that I was able to finally understand pockets, because that's something that I've been struggling with for a while now. Still an awesome pair of pants, and this is the last thing that I made. Oh wait, just kidding. I also made this Mario costume for Halloween, and I had such a great time wearing that to my work Halloween party. I made an entire sewing vlog about how I made this costume, so if you want to check that out, I will leave a link in the description down below. Very quickly, I wanted to show you some stuff that I made this spring. What season is it? I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I made this fall that isn't wearable, but I'm still really happy with. So the first thing is this pumpkin. I made a video on my channel a couple months ago showing you how to make this for yourself. But this has been a decor item in my house for the last couple of months, and I'm very happy with it. So if you want to see how I made this, I will link the video down below in the description. Alright, so the last thing that I made is this pillow cover. It is made from a Luxe Cuddle Minky, so it's super fluffy. I've done a lot of pillows that are just solid, and I wanted to try and do some sort of like geometric triangle print like you see here. I know that this is used a lot with quilting, but I don't know how to quilt, and I don't think that it would be very productive to try and quilt this fabric, but I think that turned out really great, and it's a nice addition to my living room. Making this pillow really brought me back to when I used to make stuffed animals all the time, because working with this minky fabric, especially the really fluffy stuff, is just a nightmare. The room is covered in it, you're covered in it, you're breathing it, your sewing machine is dying from it. So it was just an experience to relive my stuffed animal creation days and remind me that I don't miss it that much. Yeah, it was a mess, but I'm really happy with this pillow nonetheless, and I want to say I'm never making another one, but that's probably not true. That was a lot to get through. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing all of my fall makes, including the ones that did not necessarily work out. I know I've never really shown you sewing fails on my channel before, but I feel like that's such an important part of sewing and learning that it would be really silly for me to put out this persona that everything that I make is perfect. And I feel like giving that impression online is really detrimental for people that want to learn how to sew and are just afraid to get into it. It is okay to mess up. Even I mess up all the time. So I hope that you enjoyed seeing more of those items. That was everything that I made for the fall season, and I'm very excited to get into winter. Alright, I guess that's the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more sewing videos from me in the future, and I'll see you next time. Bye!